Tonight, something quiet just happened in Canada. No explosions, no crisis, no breaking emergency alerts. But behind the scenes, a shift is underway that could redefine North America's economic future. And most people didn't even notice it. Because within just 24 hours, two moves were made, calculated, deliberate, and deeply strategic. Moves that reveal exactly where Canada stands, and more importantly, where it's heading next. It started with a message, not a press conference, not a political speech, but a direct, almost personal address to the nation. Prime Minister Mark Carney looked straight at Canadians and delivered something rare in modern politics. Not comfort, not reassurance, but truth. He said something that instantly changed the tone of the conversation. For decades, Canada's close relationship with the United States was seen as its greatest strength. But now, it has become a vulnerability. That single statement carries enormous weight because it signals a shift in mindset at the highest level of leadership. A realization that dependence, even on your closest ally, comes with risk. And Carney didn't stop there. He outlined a vision, a Canada that invests in itself, a Canada that builds new trade alliances, a Canada that strengthens its industries, its energy sector, and its global position. This wasn't just a speech, it was a warning and a roadmap. Then came the second move, less visible but even more powerful. The creation of a new high-level advisory committee focused entirely on economic relations with the United States. Not symbolic, strategic. This group brings together leaders from across the economy: energy, manufacturing, finance, agriculture, and technology. Their mission? Prepare Canada for one of the most important negotiations in decades, because in just 70 days, everything changes. On July 1st, the review of the Canada-United States-Mexico Agreement begins. This agreement governs how trillions of dollars in trade move across North America. And this review? It will shape the next decade, maybe longer. Here's what's at stake. Right now, the majority of Canadian exports to the U.S. move without tariffs. That's a massive advantage. But it's not guaranteed. And once negotiations begin, nothing is off the table. Automotive, energy, agriculture, technology, every sector will be tested, every advantage challenged. But here's where it gets interesting. Canada isn't walking into this unprepared. In fact, it has leverage, more than most people realize. Energy is one of its strongest weapons. The United States relies heavily on Canadian oil, gas, and uranium. Cut that supply, or even threaten it, and the impact is immediate. Then there are critical minerals, the backbone of modern technology and defense systems. Canada holds resources the world desperately needs, and in an era where supply chains define power, that matters a lot. Add to that the deep integration of the auto industry. Cars built in North America don't belong to one country. They are assembled across borders, which means tariffs don't just hurt Canada, they hurt the United States too. And then there's something even more important: stability. A government with time, authority, and a clear mandate. That changes how negotiations are played, because it signals consistency and strength. But let's not pretend this will be easy. These negotiations will be tough. There will be pressure. There will be demands. There will be moments where compromise feels unavoidable. And the United States has already made it clear, not everything will be resolved quickly. So the real question is this: can Canada protect its interests without giving up control? Can it reduce dependence without damaging its biggest economic relationship? Can it rise stronger without triggering deeper conflict? Before we go further, If you're following global power shifts, economic strategy, and the real stories behind the headlines, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us go deeper, research better, and bring you analysis you won't find anywhere else. Now, back to what happens next. Over the coming weeks, expect intense diplomacy, closed-door meetings, strategic positioning, carefully crafted public messages. Every move will matter. Every statement will be calculated. Because this isn't just a trade discussion. It's a test of independence, a test of strategy, a test of how far Canada is willing to go to redefine its place in the world. And here's the bigger picture most people are missing. This isn't just about Canada. It's about a global trend. Countries rethinking dependence, rebuilding supply chains, shifting alliances, preparing for a future where economic power is more fragmented and more competitive than ever before. Canada is simply one of the first to move, and how it plays this moment will be watched very closely by the rest of the world. So remember this date, July 1st, because what begins then won't just impact trade agreements. It will shape economic strategy for years. No drama, no headlines screaming crisis, just quiet decisions with very loud consequences. And this time, Canada is ready.